We will translate.
Okay, we are here with KSW founder and president Martin Lewandowski. Sir, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Tired, as you see, my tie is already down. So, trying to relax after really impressive night.
We are recording this interview a few minutes after KSW 77 wrapped up. Your impression or this incredible night?
No, it was great. It was really great night. I mean, full of emotions. The main event, was just crazy one. There was a couple of great fights, very fast. Actually, we have 11 fights, and everything went smooth. I mean, no big injuries for any of the fighters, but always it's about the emotions, and the emotions here tonight were really great and high. So I'm really glad. New champion, current champion. So it's always good when the things are unpredictable.
Perhaps it's a little bit too early. I know that you usually sit down and think about it for a couple of days. But in your opinion, which is the fight of the night at the moment?
I would say probably the Wikłacz and Przybysz would be the fight of the night. 5 rounds of really intense fighting. Young, 2 very talented guys. One of the best in Europe, definitely. So probably that would be the fight of the night.
What do you think about the main event? Mamed Khalidov managed to defeat Mariusz Pudzianowski. It surprised everyone the way he defeated Pudzianowski. I mean, perhaps no one was really expecting to see Khalidov throwing Pudzianowski and making that cage tremble. What were your thoughts during that fight?
I mean, that was crazy, seeing like easily, Mamed is doing that. There was more than 20 kilos difference in weight. So, I mean, it was tough, but probably the toughest fight of my entire life. In terms that I really know these guys for nearly 20 years, and it's hard to see really a friends fighting, so I wouldn't go with kind of visualization or trying to predict who is going to win or who is not. Of course, you do assumption anyway, but I try to keep my mind kind of, stable. But it was very emotional. Mamed cried when he was, introduced as during the grand opening. Very emotional fight, very difficult, and I think for many fighters and many fans, and you could hear even that the crowd was divided, and it was really like half of the crowd was for Mamed, the other half was for Pudzianowski. So somebody said it's a fight when you have to have your tissue for crying, because you will cry either with the victory or because one of the fighters just lost.
Now that KSW pitched its biggest stars, in promotional history against one another, what's next for KSW?
What do you mean by that? Like, who is going to be the next opponent for these guys, or just another match?
Both, actually.
I mean, with the fighters, actually, I have a scenario more clear for Mariusz than for Mamed. Mamed, I think he needs to have a little bit more of time off and relax. He's just after, one. So I was afraid that if Mamed would lose, he might really retire, retire. So I'm glad that he's still in the game. So that's one thing. But I have some scenarios in my mind. We are expanding next year into 4 countries outside of Poland. One of them we already announced, which is the Czech Republic. So it also kind of changing the game for us in terms of finding a new fighters, new territory, new promotion, new kind of access to the new fans. So there are plenty of different ideas. I'm not afraid of lack of ideas. I'm just kind of that there's only 12 months of realizing this.
KSW will wrap up its 2022 with arguably the best event this year. Next year, as you said, you are targeting the Czech Republic. How this move came to fruition? you know, this move and this new territory come into the KSW mind or, you know, perspective?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, the Czech country we already had before COVID, we had it on our map. You know, we were interested in that market, like Germany, like France, like Sweden, like Croatia, England, Ireland. So these were the countries we were focusing. We did already 5 shows outside of Poland, 3 in London, 1 in Dublin, 1 in Zagreb. So, and we wanted to continue, but as I mentioned before, COVID, now also the situation isn't so clear, but still clear enough, just so we want to make that move. So Czech was, you know, a couple of years ago already on our map of interest, if I can put it that way. So this is the time we said, okay, 2023, that's the year we're going to expand and we're going to enter Czech.
And looking forward, the 20th anniversary of KSW is approaching.
Yeah.
Are you preparing something big? And I'd like to hear how proud are you of your results, you know, in general, to have such an European promotion on the map for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, I'm thinking about it. It's, first of all, it's 20 years book will be very soon, 2024. Plus the KSW 100 is also something, you know, which we will celebrate. So we have a couple surprises for you. We will.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.